the dream, people say you guys are building skate parks. That's so awesome. And in my mind, and in Jim's mind, and even in your mind, I see that it's even bigger than that here. It's not about just building skate parks. It's really changing a mindset. And that mindset is to keep these kids focused.
I've been skating for close to 35 years now, and it's kept me alive and driven and focused, and I know it'll do the same thing for all these kids.
Everybody is born with a certain amount of pain, and some people get handed a lot more pain. Alcohol and drugs are a way to numb that pain temporarily, whereas I think these other things are tools to deal with the pain.
I think so many people focus on the differences of societies instead of focusing on what the similarities are.
Things that connect us.
Yeah.
And the suicides and stuff we're having are suicide epidemics in Indian country. And what that means right now is it's affecting our youth in a bad way. So the idea is to build these skate parks for the youth to give them something to do. It's a live life call to action. I think if you keep these kids thinking and moving and anticipating what's to come, then there's no thought process of that suicide, which is really an epidemic here on this reservation in Indian country, but even abroad, that they're no longer thinking of that embedding in their head. They're thinking of what's to come, live life. So that encourages them to anticipate tomorrow. By starting the Stronghold Society, I think we're creating some things that we can do to inspire, kind of encourage the kids and stuff, like encourage them to live life. I think grander, so they don't have to feel like they're gonna check out, so.
Jeff, tell us how you got involved with getting this skate park going, man.
Well, I'm trying to think. I met you 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And you sort of gave me the background of Booney Skateboards and kind of told me what you and Kessler are trying to do. And over the course of the following couple years, whenever we hook up, I remember like the third time that you said we're gonna build something in Booney, and I was like, dude, enough talk.
Yeah.
Let's next year we're gonna build something there. Let's
I remember that too.
Let's get this going. It's not gonna take that much,
Yeah.
Well, when we started trying to fundraise for this park, I just thought, man, that's the perfect. That's the perfect vehicle for those shoes. And well, we started designing those shoes a couple years ago, and I think whenever we do some sort of a collaboration, especially when it's kind of a smaller, special collaboration, you kind of want it to mean something. And
tell us how you felt yesterday, man. Describe that first day out in Pine Ridge, seeing that park with those kids.
You want me to start crying?
Yeah, start crying.
It's hard. It's hard to explain. It's I was talking to my wife last night, and she was saying, "How was it?" And I said, "I can't even." I said, "I'll just show you the pictures." And I said, and that's not even gonna, give justice to what, how it felt. Well, I think for me, skating helped form my identity. It helped me find out who I was, and self-propelled. I think when you're a kid and you're searching for your identity, I think the self-empowerment that you feel from improving on a skateboard and feeling so alive at the same time, I don't think there's anything more pure and more powerful than that. Well, we were talking yesterday a little bit about how everybody's born with a certain amount of pain, and some people get handed a lot more pain during along the way, and everybody has a different way of dealing with that stuff. And some people find a creative outlet to deal with that stuff, and they paint, and they draw, and they sing, and they play music, and they skateboard, and there's these creative outlets. And I think alcohol and drugs are a way to numb that pain temporarily, whereas I think these other things are tools to deal with the pain, not numb the pain, but to deal with the pain and to put that pain into your creative process. That's all this is, It's giving kids that are that live out in the middle. I'm not going to say nowhere because it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, but to give people that are a little bit more challenged in terms of being connected to things that are going on in California or the coast or whatever.
So every year we want to build a skate park somewhere, somehow, and get us in the financial means to do it. So that's what we're doing with this Wounded Knee 4 Directions program, is to educate people on why we're doing it, hook up with people on reservations who have that need, who want their kids to have skateboard parks built, and we're going to hook them up with the best skateboard park builders in the world. That's another thing. We want the kids on the reservations to get the best skate parks possible.
I'm Mark Hubbard from Grindline Skate Parks, and we build skate parks all over the world. The Pine Ridge project initially got involved with Jim Murphy. We were talking in a restaurant on the East Coast in Rhode Island, Flo's, and he said he was going to try to start building skateboard parks on reservations. And I told him, I was like, you get the first one, I'll do it for free. We decided to camp out and not get a hotel at the Pine Ridge job because the hotel was a little ways out of town and the locals lived right down the street, and we just thought we'd camp out and work all night. It was a funner kind of energy than, you know, going home every night, punching the clock in and out. We were just on call 24 hours. Sometimes we'd be up all night, dig in if there was a big work party. And it was good to have the locals working with us on the project because they take more ownership in the final product, and they have something to call theirs that they helped build, that they helped design, that they had input on, that it wasn't just handed to them, they did it. They were all learning skills of how to set forms, how to excavate, how to grade, how to do compaction, how to set up for any kind of concrete works. And there's all sorts of trades that they all learned. If a lot of them were already pretty good at it anyway, to start, everyone's got a little knowledge. It's not rocket science. It was like a whole community involved project like I've never seen before. I've seen lots of community involvement, but this was like every day, 10 different people showing up 5 times a day asking us what we need. So when I went there and I seen the medicine wheel on the ground, I just built a skate park in that shape. And I was like, wow, I kind of felt like I was meant to be there, and it made skate parks, gave it a whole new meaning for me that I've been looking for, for building them for 20 years. It's always meant a lot to me, but I never really realized what it really means to everybody else too. The opening ceremony at the Pine Ridge was probably the first one that I've ever really stuck around for. I'm usually gone and on to the next job, but this one was, I knew it was going to be big. I knew it was going to be, because they were all talking about it, and it was going to be big, and everyone was so just excited for it to happen. And it was the first time I ever seen someone come in and smudge the park, and the tribe recognized us and gave us star quilts and called us up there, and they actually all got in a line and came by and shook our hands, and that was like just real amazing to be recognized like that by people that I hold in such high regard. Why wouldn't you want to give back to the roots of the nation? Everyone wants to believe that they're doing something right, and I guess I believe that skateboarding can save the world, and that it's a very spiritual thing because it's mental and it's physical, and when you do it, you're at war with yourself and not other people,